When we first started with her, we had to sedate her pretty heavily even to be able to touch her leg to treat it. And now just with daily wrapping, she's gotten a lot better.
So we are gonna pull all these long ears out of here, the donkeys, the mules, the hennies, and we're gonna get them all worked today.
I don't know anything about cattle, and I did not expect this small little thing to be able to fight back this much.
You see its hip? You see how it's walking? It's dropped on the right.
Hey, this next one has a bad knee. It's gonna need x-rays on its knee.
And I've never seen anything like that. He's actually got maggots crawling in there.
Hi.
Hi.
What's happening?
I don't know. What's happening to you?
Well, it's Monday morning, so we're gonna need a little bit of this, but it's gonna be a great day.
Okay.
We're gonna get a lot done.
Oh, you took.
But hey, listen, summer is on its way, which is so exciting. It's sunny, it's starting to get a little humid, so it's gonna be a good day.
Giggly, bubbly, happy, enthusiasm.
There you go.
Piggly wiggly.
Piggly wiggly.
That's what I thought you were gonna
Piggly
say.
bubbly.
She makes
Happy.
anybody who's having a bad day have a good day.
This would be probably my 7th time with her.
Okay.
And she's doing better every time we get together.
Before, she was wanting to buck every time you were getting on her and getting off and then wanting to lope. But now we've got her to where you can ask her to walk, trot, and canter without any bucks. She doesn't like the bit much because she wasn't really ridden at first, but she's getting more into it. You can get the bit on her easy now. The bridle is kind of hard at first. That's something we had to work with. And she does get impatient. But other than that, she is coming along really nicely and it's turning out to be a really nice horse for somebody. Some of the habits were sometimes if you do still take a little long to get on, she may kind of hop up a little and getting off. But as of today, when I done it, I took my time and she didn't hop. And so if you just do slow work with that, it'll be fine, but she's not doing it anymore. So hopefully she won't start back. But that's one of her main habits. And she does like to bite on the bit and grind her teeth. We rode her in the hackamore, but she really didn't like the pressure. And so she just does better in the bridle for you and responds better for her cues.
So when I'm starting horses, I like to start them in the halter with just a lead on one side. And you want them to get used to that because that's how you're gonna get them to turn.
Mm-hmm.
So you always want the lead rope on the inside, so if she's going to turn directions, first ride, I'm going to let her kind of do that, and I'm just going to ride with her, but I want to be able to flip to the other side, so I got control to get her to the inside. If she wants to start taking off and bucking and doing anything kind of crazy, I've got that 1-inch stop I can use where I pull her nose to the inside of the round pin, and then get her butt to step to the outside and disengage her hindquarters. So you're going to get her flexing towards you. Get the toe in the stirrup. And then you're gonna go up. When you're up here, I want you to just hang out and I want you to get her to move her feet and then kind of let her come down. Thank you for that. It almost feels like she's off when you're up there riding, but I've seen her trot around with Kelsey and she doesn't look off to me, but she's kind of bouncy and irregular. That's the best way to explain it. Last time she had a hard time going forward for the obstacles and I was trying to send her over them. So we're gonna bring a little extra encouragement. I like to say I do not use this to hit the horses. It is just an extension of my hand. If you make enough noise with it, to make it crack like that, and that's kind of a little extra encouragement. Like, ooh, I need to move away from that. But I don't actually hit them with it. I just want to send her around it. I'll try it the opposite way. She wants to run me over, I'll get her moving. When she starts to think about it, I'm gonna take that pressure away. So right there, she didn't feel like she had to come into me or jump over the top of me. So I'll give her that release. I'll give her some encouragement here. Let her know that she did the right thing, give her a little bit of a break to think about it. And I might try that side again because that side was really scary for her. Give her some encouragement. That was a lot better that time. That was a good change. Eventually, we're gonna get rid of the flag and just try to do this by sending her around, but she is not at that point yet. She did all right going through at first, but then when they started touching her, she did get a little squirrely with it. That was better that time. Now she's thinking about it. I'm gonna try not to put any pressure on there. Ask her to go forward. She actually walked over the obstacle that time, so I'll give that one to her. Just keep working at it. I want her to do it one more time before I move on to the next obstacle. That was better. Right there, I'm just kind of working on patience. She's trying to tell me when it's time to go, when really, she should be waiting on me to tell her. This one? Oh yeah. No problem, huh? If she is getting on top of you and running you over, you do need to make sure you're more effective. You will be tapping them with this flag. If you don't, then you're just getting a horse that's gonna run you over. I'll give her a break with that since she did get all 4 feet up there. She didn't quite go over it the way I wanted her to. The way I was taught is you ask first, then you tell, then you reinforce. So this would be asking, that would be telling, get over there, and then the reinforcement would come with this flag here. And then you get them to move and just let them come down. Let's try it again. That was the best one yet. So I think I'm gonna call that good with that one for today. We'll just build on it, let her think about it. Maybe if we try it again tomorrow, she'll do a little bit better with it.
To Callista. When we first started with her, we had to fully sedate her, not fully, but sedate her pretty heavily even to be able to touch her leg to treat it. And now just with daily wrapping, she's gotten a lot better. She's doing good. We're gonna have Doc take a look at her leg tomorrow. There's a lot of proud flesh on there. And so I think he might have to do some work on the wound and stuff, but her temperament-wise and behavior-wise, she's gotten a lot better, so that makes the whole treating aspect a lot easier.
So I have decided to dedicate one day a week to the long ears. That day happened to be today, so we are gonna pull all these long ears out of here, the donkeys, the mules, the hennies, and we're gonna get them all worked today. And this is River right here. River is a 5-year-old mule. Pretty skittish, honestly. He's gonna need a little bit more handling, so we'll see what we can get done with him today. And then Kelsey has Hatch, and Sailor is trying to get a hold of Lucretes. So I'm actually gonna bring these 2 guys out of here to make it a little easier, and I'm gonna come back and help Sailor with Lucretes. He thought he had me, especially for meals. They will just try to get their nose straight and go. As long as you keep them bent, you can keep them with you.
We got Hatch in the March auction, and a lot of the equines that we've gotten recently don't have updated pictures on Pet Finder. Well, I'm in charge of updating Pet Finder pictures, so that's what I'm doing. I was taking pictures of Hatch, but it can be hard sometimes to get pictures of all of them because we have usually between like 50 to 100 horses at any given time, but I am working on updating their Pet Finder pictures. A lot of times they're adopted before I even get a chance to update their photos. So this is Hatch and Lakritz. Hatch is the one that Kelsey's working with, and Lakritz is the one that Sailor's working with. Lakritz came in the February auction, so he's just working on being desensitized right now. They're going through the obstacle course and everything. And Hatch is just working on leading and also working on picking up his feet. He's pretty good with his fronts. We haven't done a lot of work with his backs, but he is improving daily.
We have Delente coming up. We did his feet on Saturday, but nobody was here to film. So now you guys get to see the process of this. He's got this hospital plate bolted to the bottom of his shoe. The bolts are 9/16, only about maybe a half an inch long. So it doesn't actually penetrate through the shoe and touch his foot at all. So we get to wrap one of his front feet, put some caustic powder in there, and then we get to pick up his back feet while he kicks violently until he holds it still. Then we get to take that metal plate off of there, treat that, put it back on, and he's good to go. We are making a duct tape pad to put on the bottom of his foot. Way it kind of holds the bandages in there a little better, and it's a little harder for him to kind of walk through. And I made one of these on Saturday. It's the biggest duct tape pad I've ever seen. But he's got a dinner plate for a foot, so we kind of need it. So I'm pretty much gonna repeat this process until I get all the way over here, and I'm gonna do the same thing going this way. Kayla just cut off originally when she was first out here and saw that I had canker, so we had to take him out there to Tennessee Equine for the procedure. So that'll actually heal back, hopefully grow all the way down to that hospital plate, so he's gonna wear that up until that hoof is actually growing back. So that's kind of how it goes around here. If it's a dangerous job, and I do it first. And if I'm not here, I think the second person in line is Keith, and then it goes Keaton, and then down there from there.
You said I was number 2. He does have the shoe on the back foot. I know a lot of people have asked about why there's only 1 shoe instead of 2. Luckily, once they debrided the front, it wasn't nearly as severe, so that one is just getting wrapped with the gauze and the special powder. But then the back shoe, or the back foot, is where they had to take off the most, so he does have that special Z-bar shoe on, as well as the medical plate. So both feet are being treated, just in slightly different ways.
Altogether, he's doing good. We have re-wrapped his foot twice now. He's getting a little bit better about picking it up, but it's still a long journey. So we have a surrender here. It's a horse that was recently adopted out named Cornelius. He is back. So we're gonna get him reevaluated and see if we can find him another home.
I would call that kicking out
Right,
or something
yeah.
or other, right? That wasn't a buck. This was, he went 5 good strides, all
Okay.
4s in the air,
Yeah.
and she stayed on him until she hit her head. And when she hit her head, she went over.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought, well, 1 boot over there, one over here. I mean, it was,
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
it was a wreck.
So we just had Cornelius brought back to us. He's a little bit younger, I guess, and he needs a little bit more work. He has had an issue with bucking in the past, but it hasn't been too bad. Our trainers have been able to push him through it. So he really just needs somebody to take him that can continue his training and get him a little bit more than Greenbrook. This is Carol. So it's good every once in a while when you pull a horse out not to really work them, especially if they're having difficulties with truss. I mean, every once in a while, if you want to just pull them out, give them a bucket of grain, just let them have that. I mean, it's already enough work trying to get her caught, so once we get her caught, just give her that huge reward. Hopefully this will help her go a little bit farther.
All right, y'all, Doc is here. Some of y'all might know that he's kind of been out of commission for the last few weeks. He just had some things he had to deal with, but he's all good now. He's better and he's back, and we're really excited. We love having Doc out here. Not that we don't love the other vets, but Doc has a special place in our hearts for sure. So we're glad to have him back. We may have to mess with him a little bit. He's always messing with us, so we'll probably have to give him a little bit of a hard time too. All right, we gotta get vet wrap because so we can secure Doc's mic. So he gets purple today. I don't think he'll mind.
It's more of an old man problem.
Well, that's not what you care. Hang on. Yeah. Doc's not getting out of this mic when I'm done.
He looks pretty good. He's got some funny little feet. Corey wants to get some canine. We'll get somebody to set up the x-ray. We'll get some blood from him. I guess we're gonna do a Coggins on him too. I guess, Kim, this will be an easy one for you to draw. He sounds great.
Awesome.
I think that's our pack mule right there, Corey.
I think so.
I like that mule. I was sort of pondering over the weekend or on my absence while I was laying with my recuperating from my surgeries. Why don't we use a good little pack mule to carry our medicine around from barn to barn? Maybe we can get that done with this one. He sounds good.
Perfect.
Had to work on several horses here lately, so I've just been slinging some stuff in because I knew there's no need in putting it up. But I'll try to have it pretty for you tomorrow.
I love them. I remember it was my first seizure case, and Bruno was in there, and he was about the only critter out of the 70-something critters that were there that was actually healthy and plump, and he's fine. He's an easy keeper.
After one of them, let me give him one.
Like that.
He did not like it at all. We're clear. We're vaccinating them, giving his yearly vaccinations and his dewormers. One shot was for pink eye. Pink eye is a real bad cattle disease around this year. Hey, I saw a thing on the top 10 states, and one of the down things to moving to Tennessee was our bug problem. Flies are a big bug problem. So with pink eye, they're spread by flies, and gave them it's a 10-way breeding and pneumonia disease complex, so we got vaccinated for that, and we dewormed him.
So even though we don't really have other than 2 cattle here at Horse Plus, they do still need to get their yearly vaccines because our neighbors over the fence have cattle, and Bruno and Blue Jeans are coming up in contact with them all the time.
So we just got the cows vaccinated. It was pretty eventful. but you know, it's usually what happens when you vaccinate cows. We got 3 more horses to look at. We're gonna get them pulled out, and then Doc will be on his way.
She still has a snotty nose, and it was worse yesterday. We've given her 2 doses of Exceed, which is a 3rd or 4th generation cephalosporin, and we're going to swap to something different. The good thing about Exceed is you can give a dose and it's good for 4 days. The Genison is a safe antibiotic. It's good on horses. The bad thing about it is you got to give it every day, but that's what we're going to have to go with on her.
All right, Doc just left. We got a lot done. Busy afternoon, but tonight we're going to the auction. I'm gonna rescue some more horses, so Doc's gonna be out tomorrow. So yeah, we got a busy day ahead of us, but we got a lot done this afternoon and everybody looks great. So we're really happy with the news.
I was checking the air and the tires are a little low on the trailer, and the front tire on the truck is kind of low. I've got my air compressor in the back of my truck, so I'm gonna plug it in, drag the hose out, air up the tires, and so we're safe to go.
So Dawn and I are working on getting the auction box ready for the auction. We have anything and everything we can think of again. We made sure to pack horse treats as well as any pain medications. We got halter and lead rope to help us with that, and a lot of different things that we can give them to just kind of make their time once they are officially ours more comfortable until we can get them back here the next day for intake.
Gorilla tape or duct tape and Sharpies are always handy.
And we got the amazing
Yes.
triage kit that's just amazing. I love these.
Jenna got the auction box ready. Keith has checked the trailers and put the new shavings in them, loaded them up with everything we need. And we are headed to the auction, and we can't wait to see how many horses we rescue tonight.
We're heading off to the auction house. From the last text I read, there's about 65 horses there right now. Could be more since the text was sent about a half hour ago or so. I always enjoy coming to auction.
So we are at the auction. Kelsey and I have been here for a little bit, just kind of seeing what type of things we're seeing before the auction actually starts. And as usual, there is definitely some sad things. There are quite a few pregnant ones that I've been told, as well as we have some eye tumors. Looks like we have some cancerous issues on one of the gelding sheaths. And of course, founder. So many foundered things. And so I'm really hoping that once we get in there, we can save as many as possible, because there are definitely a lot that need our help tonight. Oh, I've made friends. I'm the treat lady. It's like the ice cream truck.
These are some of the 33 horses that we rescued tonight at the auction. I think that's a big amount. What do you think, Jenna?
I think it is, and I think we have a lot of really good lives we get to save starting tonight. I think the worst that I'm seeing tonight is one that has a very swollen sheath, possibly an injury or cancerous mass. There's blood dripping from it, so that's the one that we gave multiple types of pain medications and anti-inflammatories just to make him more comfortable until we can get him fully assessed by the doctor tomorrow.
I am so blown away that people donated to where we could save 33 horses a night. Last month was 36, tonight was 33. That's 69 horses rescued in 2 months from auction just here in Middle Tennessee. And that is absolutely amazing.
We've actually gotten really lucky so far. This is the first pen we've looked at. We have a lot more to go. So luckily, not many were too serious in this one. They just had to be treated with treats, but there's a couple more we got to go look at and see what we can do for them.
What is this right here? Yep. This is our auction box. It has all the meds and vet wrap and whatever else we need, treats. You know, there's a little bit of everything in there.
Your job now is to take notes. So we're going to tell you the number like the auction number, and you're gonna write down what we gave. So if you wanna grab the handy dandy notebook, it's like Blue's Clues. So this is the horse that has the really swollen sheath, looks like possible cancer, and he is currently urinating blood or bleeding from the mass as well, so he's gonna get some pain meds right now. Okay, all right, you just, wait your turn, please.
608.
Oh my gosh, okay, right, 608, perfect. Then all that one's really well behaved. But then we're gonna give 10 of Buteless, I mean. Ooh.
Yeah.
Beep.
You might not like this as much as the treats. Okay.
Oh, and missing right eye.
All right.
And severely foundered. We got a lot of donkeys again, but they're really sweet. Dr. Duncan, this one's for you. Got a whole lot more Jack donkeys coming your way. Or maybe Doc, but he has a lot of fun with that. So the black and white one has a really big knee in the front, very similar to the paint we got last time. You see its hip? You see how it's walking? It's dropped on the right. There's actually Buteless, Butte, and Banamine. Banamine's, depending on what it is, going to be one of the stronger ones. Butte's really good for orthopedics, like the one we saw with the big knee. We do that. Also, if a horse is showing signs like severe dehydration, just seemed really underweight and a little more dehydrated, and if you give them Banamine, that can be really hard on their kidneys. So it has been an awesome auction rescue night. We were able to save 33 sweet lives between donkeys and ponies and horses. So I'm really excited to get them back. We have an awesome team working tomorrow to go through all the intake while they're still at the auction. And then our intake team will be ready back at the shelter once they all get back. We'll go through all of our normal medical stuff, see how everybody's doing. But I'm really excited for this group, and I'm really happy for everyone that donated and helped us. We're gonna have an awesome next month with these guys.
We just got to the auction. We got our auction box. We're getting everyone ready for getting all these horses. It's really sad. There's so many horses with eye problems that get dumped at auction. I would say the main things we see are lameness and eye problems. Missing an eye, ruptured eyes. It's rough. Just checked everyone out. Everyone's looking good, so we're gonna get the assessment going. We'll be taking a photo of them, giving them any pain management they need, and getting them ready to hit the road.
So in general, as you're walking through an auction yard, you just close gates that are left open, because you know when you're trying to run a horse down, it's gonna go in the pen you don't want it to.
Because we're gonna push you back a little bit so that you're back there. Because they're gonna come out and go around you.
So on this guy, we have a swollen sheath, and he is swollen, kind of like dripping and peeing blood some. So that is something we're gonna be checking out once we get him back to the rescue. And other than that, he seems fine, but that's one big thing we need to check out on this big guy. So he's a good one. He's sweet. It's definitely one that's just has a really nice attitude in general. And just a sweet guy.
He's actually oozing and dripping blood. It's really a sad thing. I don't even know how he can pee. So, really long left hind foot. Probably want to take an x-ray of the back left. Bad feet. It's really, really skinny. You can feel his sternum bone right here. There's no muscle or fat on it at all. It's just rough. I don't know if you can see this donkey's hooves. His feet are so bad. So this next horse, I just wanted to show you. This horse was at the last auction. We tried to get him. Somebody bought him because, you know, he's a big, beautiful horse. They probably thought, oh, we'll get his eye checked out. We'll fix that or something. Realized they couldn't and brought him back. So the yellow tags are not this auction's tags, so she's been through multiple auctions. She seems fine. She doesn't seem like she's lame or anything.
So Tony, how does that one look?
Good, other than it's blind in one eye. Definitely want to get his eye checked. Aw, made a friend with Keith, now it's following Keith. A lot of these horses are just really, really scared. She's got some medical problems. We want to look at both her fronts. Both its front legs, it can't stand properly, it comes over. I mean, probably x-rays, but I'm guessing it's a tendon problem. Yeah, its right eye is blind. Hey, this next one has a bad knee. It's gonna need x-rays on its knee. Left front. Yeah, it's got a really bad knee. This next one, it's coming in, she looks pregnant. He's got long feet. She is very, very scared. It's really, really sad. A little blind miniature.
It was great. I had a really good experience. I enjoyed being able to come out here and help gather up the horses when we're done, watching them come through, just seeing what all we could help. And it's definitely been a really good experience, and I've loved every second of it.
Well, the auction assessment is over. I'm really excited. It went really, really well. Everyone's settling down. Looks like we're going to be able to transport them really nicely in the different groups together. I just want to thank everyone so much for your support that made this rescue mission possible. We wouldn't be able to do it without our real horse heroes out there supporting what we do. We may have our boots on the ground here and stuff, but none of it would be possible without you. So thank you so much. First trailer is headed out. The reason we wait to open the shavings until we're at auction is because if we put the shavings in there when we're at the shelter and we drive 2.5 hours here and there's nothing in the trailer, it kind of just gets blown around. When the horses are in there, they're able to, you know, stomp around on it, kind of keeps it just better. So that's why we do it when we're here. Everyone's loaded up. We already have the first trailer on the road, so they're ahead of us. And now we're gonna hit the road with these guys. They all seem to be calm and ready for traveling. Today went really great so far. I'm really happy. The horses are calm. We have a great team here at the rescue intake and assessment at the auction, and just really proud of all the horses and our team.
All right, we're gonna head out to quarantine. We got everything we need now. Now we're just waiting on that first truck to show up, and it should be about half an hour until it's here. We're gonna get everything set up in a way that Jenna can grab them pretty easily. She's gonna have all our vaccines and all of the dewormer, the electrolytes, probios kind of easily accessible. So she's not reaching around people. She's not getting in their own way with everything.
Still might happen.
It still might happen, but we're gonna do our best.
I think we have finally perfected the intake process. Corey has picked an amazing team for today. And so we got 33 horses and we are getting them all done today.
So yeah, as you can see, a lot happens before even the first trailer and truck gets here with all the horses. So there, everybody's setting up everything up here and got all the tables out, and Doc's getting all of his equipment ready. And yeah, it's looking really nice and green up here too. I haven't been up here in a while, so it's looking nice and green. And yeah, usually I'm at auction, but Isabella's there at auction this time, and so I'm here filming this whole process.
I'm just making sure everything's plugged in so we don't have to do it just in case somebody has to come in when we have to use the squeeze chute on them, so that way we don't have to find everything.
I'm getting ready to shut the gate as soon as they get the trailer backed up. That way nobody can be an escape artist. And then it's game time.
Getting these guys offloaded right now. We're probably gonna bring all these donkeys through first, get them processed, and then I'm gonna run these guys back through. And we're gonna start on these guys. We got about an hour before the next trailer shows up. So we should be able to get through all these guys. Yes, push them through. So we should be able to get through all these guys before the next trailer gets here. That'll help out a lot with the process. It'll make it, so we can probably get out of here on time today, but you never know what's gonna happen on intake day, so. So when they are thinking about it, we want to try to take the pressure off.
So who's our first donkey through?
Number 597, it's a Jack donkey.
Two, three.
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 Yeah, so we take pictures of all the donkeys. We get their face, we get each side, and we make sure that we get their numbers on there too when we're taking these pictures. That way we can identify them easier when they're out there in the pasture. And when we bring them out, we can figure out what their names are.
So he's got evidence of possible founder. He's got really long twisted hooves. And we do have Kayla coming out tomorrow, and she's really good at being able to trim the hooves to the needs of what the radiographs show. And just to make sure how the founder is looking on him and what we can do to help him the best. So we're gonna get some radiographs done today, so that way we know how to move forward accordingly.
So the hoof wall's already kind of rotating down underneath his foot. We'll see what the radiographs have to say, but it doesn't look good.
Hoof's not bad.
Oh yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, let's do a trim.
He was sedated, so I'm going to leave him in here for probably about a half an hour or so until the sedation wears off, and then we can put him out where he can actually have some food. If you give a horse or animal sedation, you don't want them to be able to eat right away because they have the potential to choke.
He is one, we went into the pen last night and we were getting all our meds ready, and he just like walked over and turned around, and he's right here. He's like, hey, what are you doing? Got some treats for me? And we had treats for him.
So it looks like we got 2 trailers pulling in right now. That's the rest of them. Good thing we got these donkeys pushed in. We can get the rest of them offloaded and start processing them.
We got all the horses back at the shelter, and our medical team's very busy with the intake. There are some critical horses, so we're going to try to get them seen first. We did have a truck and trailer arrive before us with the donkeys and 9 horses, so they were already busy when we got here. But I am just so thankful that we have such an amazing team here to help all these horses that we rescue, because, you know, rescuing them, it's an expensive part. and it's very time consuming, but once they come here to the shelter and it's all hands on deck and they were getting antibiotics and microchips and medications, I mean the list goes on, and it is a very expensive process, but these horses deserve it. They've been through a lot, and I'm so grateful for everyone's support that enables us to rescue, shelter, and protect horses, because we couldn't do it without you.
All right, we got the second trailer here ready to unload. Typically when Tawny and Jason are pulling, they put all the critical horses in their trailer. So I have a feeling that Big Red's gonna sit for a minute. We're gonna get these guys taken care of, and then we'll get the other ones offloaded. Is this the one with the messed up sheath? Okay, let's close this gate. I'm looking at his sheath. There was one that had, oh, there he is right there. So that's the one I was looking for right over here. We had our live videos we were doing yesterday, and for supporters, they got to see some of the pictures, but this guy is in really rough shape. It almost looks like his penis is actually decaying, and I've never seen anything like that. He's actually got maggots crawling in there. Poor guy. And I could smell that from here.
It's great to have Doc back. You've been gone way too long, but I was gone also, so I think you were here more than I was last month.
Well, not much. Just got over my second eye surgery, which has not been fun. My wife wanted me to come back to work, I think. She wanted me to rest, but come back to work because I was starting to order too much stuff online. But that's a whole different story we can't get into now. But I am thrilled to be back. It's just, I just enjoyed my job, so I just want to be back at work.
So what do you think of the horses we got today so far?
I enjoyed doing the donkeys. They were a good-looking bunch of young donkeys, so maybe I think there's hope for all of them. Haven't looked at all the old horses yet and saw some thin ones come through, but
it's a good group.
Good group, looks like. Looks like he's got some growth.
Just a little worried about that poor guy. How long do you think he would have suffered like that? I mean, I know it's kind of, if it's a tumor, it could happen in weeks sometimes.
Yeah, it could happen pretty fast. And then with most tumors, a lot of times you have a little tumor, it's just sitting there. It's like a lot of clients say, it's just overnight. Well, what happened was finally it did enough tissue damage that the tissue blows up and you get edema and everything. And it could have been there for a while and just finally got to where he can't urinate good, or enough damage to where we cut off a bunch of blood vessels and he really started swelling. So
yeah, it's sad, but he's here and we'll do the right by him. His owner should have done it, but they walked away from that decision.
It's going good so far. We're just working through the first trailer that came in. The second two trailers just showed up. This is our last donkey, and then it's on to the horses.
It's going good. We're going to call them, we got a bunch of young donkeys. They're good looking donkeys. Most of them untrained. I'm going to title this one Donkey Wars, because we were all lucky to survive them.
Joints, she's like hyperextending. So like if you were to hyperextend your knee, it goes back like that. Every step she takes is kind of doing the same thing.
He's got a lot of laxity in front joints. They're just over rotating. It's almost like his, if you watch it sort of buckle, they try to start training him too soon. He's not old, probably under 10. Standing like they're painful because they're trembling. Lead him back in, Sailor. We'll take an x-ray. See how she's rotating forward? Because they got to carry a lot of weight on that right there, every 1,000 pounds on joint, and it's just not good. Tendon damage. There's not any bone damage per se, but she's going to get arthritis because that joint's going to start to, what'll happen is tendons will start to ossify because they're trying to stabilize, and the bone will, and she'll get arthritis extremely early. He's not a young, old horse, but with that laxity, I don't know if they started training him too soon or what, but they just wore those joints out.
I didn't even notice the issue on the knee. I was so busy looking at the eye.
Up there, there. And then if you look at, we took a front to back too. Look at that.
What do you want me to write?
Extreme carpal damage, bony involvement, bony proliferation. No. Oh man, you can see that. What Chloe saw, there's some bone, there's a lot of soft tissue damage too. That's right about where the tendon ends up right there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Probably can't get fixed. Man, that's a complicated joint to work on, so we'll probably have to do the last act of kindness.
I'd be able to wrap that and heal that up. You notice something about these hooves?
Everyone is done except for that one?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that cut there, Doc?
Is it deep?
It's pretty deep.
How old is it?
It's 18.
The cut.
Oh, sorry.
It looks pretty fresh. I mean, like, it doesn't look like you have any dead tissue up in there.
Gotta be a day or two.
What y'all wanna do?
I think we can wrap it. We've been on a roll with wrapping legs lately because everything likes to hurt their legs.
Anyway, we can clean it up first, or?
Yeah, let's do it. You want to give it a little sedation and we'll...
Oh, we got a big flap here. It was a big flap, and when you have a flap bigger than ½ inch, you gotta, it's not a flap, it's a graft.
Christmas. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Iodine to just help clean up that wound area. And then we are going to do the Horse Plus special of the month, which is leg wraps on lacerations.
Lungs sound pretty good. We need to get that nose taken care of. I don't think it strangles. Naxil, switching for sodium. I forgot that little name. Everybody wants to call a vet and say, yeah, I gave him Biomox. And you're going, I don't know what that is. What's the little name? Anyway, it gets in their system in about 45 minutes. We usually give the horses a shot of Exceed, which is a long-lasting cephalaxin. But it takes about 18 hours to get to concentrations where it'll kill some bacteria. And we wanted to do some fast kill. Naxil's real safe too, extremely safe. Got a old wound above the eye, a little scrape on the face. It's too late to suture, or we'd be thinking about sewing it up, but we got a cut on the eye. I don't know if we can, well, we can see pretty good. I think we're starting to get cataracts, maybe why she has a cut there. It's on the eyeball. Yeah, it is the eyeball. Doesn't look like it's on the. It's on the eyeball, Jenna. Probably, it looks like he's got some cancer in his right eye. So we're gonna go in and treat him. He seems like a pretty healthy horse. Otherwise, he is definitely active enough, and so we're gonna plan on enucleating it before it spreads to his whole eyeball. I mean, eye socket and.
We had a horse make a break for it. It actually jumped over this fence right here. You kind of see some of the tear on here where it brushed up against it, probably with its chest, but it cleared that fence. So we're gonna get these guys processed. We're just gonna run those 4 back in, get the black one separated, and bring it through where we needed to be.
So if anyone's looking for any cross country or hunter jumper gated horses, we got a nice filly for you.
This is 649. This is the one that jumped over our panel and got into the 10 acre. You know, it's a pretty stressful situation for these guys to come in a new place. They just came out of auction. So she felt the need to leave, and she definitely left. But now that we got her in here, she seems like she's kind of settling down a little bit.
Got a lot of moisture.
Got a lot of snot.
Yes.
It's a boy.
Correction, Corey.
It's a boy.
Well.
Doc went to school for that. He said it's
I went to school for that.
So since this one liked to be in the 10 acre so much, we're gonna put him right back out there. Coming out. So we just got done with intake. We had 33 altogether come from auction. Unfortunately, we did have to give the last act of kindness to 4 of them. We had a pretty exciting moment when one of the horses actually jumped the fence into the 10 acre, but he ended up being a really sweet boy. And we had number 200 helped at our shelter this year during this intake, and I think that is absolutely amazing. Jenna, do you want to talk a little bit more with Doc about the PTS cases?
Yeah, so one of the ones was the big percheron mix with the swollen sheath. What did you think that was, Doc?
We're pretty sure it was a cancer, but if he had damaged his penis that much, there was probably no fixing that because we had a lot of ancillary tissue swollen. So we think that had been a long-term problem.
I actually saw maggots crawling in it, so that was pretty gross.
That's pretty bad. I don't think we were going to recover from that.
We had another one that last night at the auction I had noticed was breathing really heavy, and it wasn't one that appeared stressed, and so we were really concerned for heaves. And then even here was just breathing very hard, really elevated respiratory effort, really uncomfortable. So that one we did give the last act of kindness to based on just how bad she was.
She was also, they had said she may have been pregnant, but she just had a pot belly. And when we were pregnant, she checked her, trying to determine if we were going to try to treat her for heaves. But she went down in the chute twice. She was already getting pretty weak, I think.
Then we had another one where the fetlocks were so bad, you could visibly see the joints like popping in and out, which appeared super painful, and that's not something that we can fix or try to stabilize.
Probably caught her right before she was going to get bad arthritis from the tendons ossifying to try to stabilize it in the joint, trying to stabilize with arthritis. So when she stood, she looked like she was hurting. She was just trembling, just standing.
And then the last one was a really sweet paint that had really bad carpus injury previously. What did you see on those radiographs?
We had bony formation, a ring around the carpus where it was trying to stabilize, and some other, the tendons were ossifying on it. It had been doing like that a while, couldn't use it.
We did have to give the last act of kindness to 4. We have 29 awesome lives saved that we're gonna have our work cut out for us and treating and rehabbing a lot of ones. We have skinny ones, we got leg lacerations, we have a lot of jack donkeys, but it's gonna be an excited next 30 days.
Don't we also have a pregnant one, Jenna?
We do have a pregnant one. So out of the ones that we thought were possibly pregnant, there is one for sure that is pregnant. She is still in her early days, but she will be looking for the perfect home for her to be able to kind of relax and have her baby at.
She's a nice looking mare too. I liked her.
She really was. All together, we got them all settled for the night. They got some food in front of them, and we're gonna head home because we are tired.
Our adopter just arrived. She's going to be looking at a couple of horses. It's someone you've seen before. She specializes in adopting blind horses, so we're super excited to have her back. She's pretty big for a Paso, but
Oh, she is.
She's pretty though.
Hi.
She's real pretty.
She's beautiful.
And she's in good shape. A lot of the ones that we get are really thin,
she's
but
a lot like Phoenix. That
she just
same
needs a
red
trim,
color.
but otherwise.
Oh.
Yeah, she's not, I don't think she's been handled a lot.
Right.
And she looks like she's in great shape, so.
Pasos live forever. Pasos are very mighty little horses.
Just from the little handling we have done, we're not suspecting she's been handled a lot, but I mean, she's in good shape. They at least took good care of her, so.
Yeah, she is in good shape, yeah. Oh, wow, golly, he's huge.
Yeah, the farrier was just here, so they were checking out his feet and everything. So that's Chili.
Oh,
he looks a little ragged right now because he's shedding, but
Yeah,
he's really sweet.
But you can tell, that he does have the he does have the Paso.
He's kind of
trim.
got funky conformation, and it's hard to tell because he's skinny too. But
yeah, because he was adopted, wasn't he? A long time ago.
He was adopted like 2 years ago, and then they brought all 3 of them back together. Yeah, so that's the other one. She's about 24, 25, something like that.
Oh, sweet pea.
And then this guy, he's like some sort of saddlebred cross, we think. They said saddlebred when they surrendered him, and we're like, maybe a cross?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I reckon that'll be a cross for sure.
But yeah, she's really sweet. So we know she's actually a Paso because we got her papers. horse, but yeah.
He's pretty friendly
He is
too, isn't
he is friendly.
He's sweet.
Yeah. It says I gave him cookies, so he knows I'm the cookie person.
Oh, she's
Be
the boss.
nice.
You go, girl.
Be nice. So she's in here. She's tiny. We haven't even rode her because she's so skinny and she's so little.
Oh, bless it. She's a tiny little thing, isn't she?
You know, I just remembered we
She's
have another
cute,
passo,
too.
but she's a pasture pet.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, we've got four pasture pet passos.
Well, we'll have to find out about you.
Yeah, she's super sweet, but she's like just nervous and scared.
Yeah, that sounds like.
Yeah, once you catch her, like she's just kind of like, she'll like let you do everything. Like you can groom her all over, and she stands for it. She's just kind of trembles.
Oh,
she's so pitiful. Probably somebody didn't treat her right, but.
Oh yeah, and these passos, they are a sensitive breed of horse.
Yeah,
it
she's
doesn't take
super
much
sweet.
to overdo
Yeah.
it with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even when you ride them, it doesn't take a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Bless it.
She's super sweet. Let's have you meet your blindies.
Let's see the blindies.
This is Snickers. So we actually just did his riding evaluation, and
Did
he
you?
rides as like a level 2.
I reckon that
He's
he would,
amazing.
because he's a standard bred, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's amazing.
It's a great
He's
breed
such
of
a good
horse.
boy.
Yeah, it's a really good breed of horse. How you doing, dude? I know, it's scary stuff, isn't it? And I got weird hair and I smell weird.
And we're suspecting he's not totally blind. We think he's more just vision impaired, just because of the way he acts. He doesn't run into fences or anything.
Oh yeah, he's got some sight there. This one's a little worse.
Did you say you rode him?
Yeah, she just rode him this morning. You're welcome to handle him a little bit. He kind of gets moments where he gets a little nervous.
I reckon so.
And then, but he settles down really well, and he doesn't do anything dangerous. He just kind of like looks a little unsure.
He's actually the eyes look in pretty good shape. Of course, I'm not that, but his eyes look in pretty good shape. Yeah, the right side's a little worse than the left, and he does have a little bit of. It's a little bulgy there, but he has some. Yeah, he's got some vision. This eye is better than the other. He's got less in that other eye.
He even went through all the obstacles on our obstacle course and everything like a champ. He didn't like spook or shy away at anything. He was a little bit unsure, but he did really well.
Oh yeah, he's a nice horse.
He can be a little touchy and jumpy, but he never like runs off.
Well, he's quite nice for being blind. You're all right, buddy.
His only thing is he can be a little bit hard to catch.
Oh yeah. Angel's fun that way too.
I think he's just a little bit unsure.
No, yeah, he's definitely unsure. It seems to me, just judging from looking at his eyes, this blindness is relatively new, at least in this left eye. Good boy. Oh, aren't you a good boy? Oh yeah, he's actually quite a nice horse.
He seems more well adjusted to it than some of the ones we've had.
Standard breds are like that though, man. This is a neat breed of horse because they're like real chill, these horses.
Yeah.
They do get they can be a little nervous sometimes, but if they've been mistreated, but
yeah,
he's a cool dude. Oh, I know.
Just the way he's jumpy, he might have not been treated well before, but he is still sweet. He does like the scratches.
He's got that tightness a little in his mouth too. Yeah,
you can kind of see it in his lip.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. I'm always surprised though with these guys because people keep missing out. Because like Hickory and Lady and Angel and Macy, they're really truly good horses.
Yeah.
And somebody at some point put a lot of training into each one of them. Even Hickory. I mean, Hickory's.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
Hickory's like a big old comfy couch, you know. And I mean, the blindness doesn't. It's a great ride, you know, because you're riding a horse and anything can come out in front of you. I mean, a deer, anything. We had a coyote come out once in front of us riding. They're not fazed because they don't see it. They can smell it, they can hear it, but they don't see it. They just keep right on trucking. So I quite like riding the blindies. I actually, at this point, prefer it to a sighted horse myself.
He's so sweet.
Oh.
Okay, smile. It's really sad how they can end up at auctions even if they have really good bloodlines.
No, it's I see it a lot. I mean, just doing what we do and what you guys do, you end up seeing it a lot, and really sad.
Yeah.
Because the horse is used to a nice life, a cared for life, and then they end up like that. It's
Right.
And it makes you wonder, how does that happen? But then when people say, well, I want to breed my mare, I want to breed, I'm like,
please don't.
Please don't.
Sweet boy.
He is. Sweet. Yeah, he's really nice.
Cool,
I like
let's
him.
have you check out Heath then. You can just check him out in here.
I love the head tilt.
I know he's got that head tilt, and he's totally blind from what we can tell.
Yeah.
You can just kind of check him out in here. He can be a little bit.
That's all right. Special.
Yeah, like he just kind of pushy and nervous.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's all right. Hey, buddy.
But he does really well under saddle too. We also evaluated him. I don't remember if it was last week, maybe. Yeah, last week. And he rides as like an intermediate, maybe like confident beginner, intermediate. He just needs more of an advanced person just because he's not as well adjusted to being blind. He's very confident about it. He'll lope into a fence, which is not good. You don't want that. So we've kind of kept him in here to just keep him from running into things.
Yeah, I think that this is pretty advanced. The uveitis in his eye, and that can be some part of that behavior too, because it's an inflammatory disease, so it's pain. It does create a little bit of pain.
Really?
Pressure and pain, yeah. And you'd be surprised sometimes you take those eyes out, and you get a whole different horse after.
Interesting.
Because that pressure and that pain kind of can give them a little bit of nerves too. But then the adjustment to being blind, it's. Some horses ease into it really well, and then others, kind of like him, they get worried about it, crash into stuff, get real nervous. So we'll see.
He does really well under saddle. He almost seems more confident under saddle. He settles down. He doesn't call out to his friends. And yeah, like he does better under saddle than he does just handling on the ground.
And we've got pens set up so we can pen him up and kind of ease him into the big world,
Yeah.
That usually is helpful with these blind guys too.
Do you want to take an adoption photo with him?
Sure, let's do it.
She's taking Heath and Snickers.
So you guys have probably seen me in some of the videos. I'm the girl that comes and takes some of the blind horses. So I just wanted to take a minute and kind of shed some light on these awesome horses and hopefully get some of you guys to take the plunge with me. So blind horses are awesome. I know that some people may be a little worried about the blindness. Specifically, how do you house a blind horse and how do you train a blind horse? And I'm here to say, people, don't overthink it. It's a lot easier than you may think. All you need to get started when considering a blind horse is a pen or a paddock. It does not have to be a huge amount of space. Some of these horses, they are newly blind, so it's actually better for them to adjust into their blindness in a smaller paddock. And then in terms of training, that's where blind horses get fun because you don't have the sight. So it does require a little bit more work to build the trust, but once you've got it, it's magical. My very first blind rescue was one that was barely halter broke. It was a huge learning curve. I'd never had a blind horse before, but just slowly working and figuring out what works, what doesn't work. Lots of voice commands, teaching a horse voice commands. But the bond of trust that forms working with these blind guys, it's unlike anything that you would get even from a sighted horse. It's beyond that. You have to be their eyes. It's for those of you that want more information too, look up Endo the blind horse. Morgan, his owner, has done a really excellent job with him. And you guys could have that kind of a bond too. So come to Horse Plus and check it out and adopt some blindies, guys.
Snickers and Heath were just adopted, and we're so excited for them to be going to their forever home.